Aloha, y'all, and welcome to the 10 at 10 for July 16th of 2024.
Guys, I'm Tim. That's my brother Matt. We're MrMaple.com, a mail order Japanese maple nursery who ship directly to your door. Check us out. You can subscribe to our weekly emails where you get our emails with a full 20 trees that are getting listed every Tuesday and Thursday. Today is one of our 10 at 10 a.m. videos. We're going to talk about 10 trees that are going to listed today at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All
right, let's get into it. We've got Acer palmatum wave leaf. This is an introduction by Talon Buchholz from the Floral Wonder collection. Now part of the Mr. Maple Area 51 collection. They're kind of sister collections now that we do the Buchholz farm as well. We're really focusing on out there getting every single plant that's in that Floral Wonder collection available and producing numbers on those. Absolutely love wave leaf.
Yeah, I like this one because it has a strong reticulated variegation. It gives you some really nice purple red color, but it has a glossy sheen to each and every leaf, which really gives this tree that extra oomph in the garden. It draws you in, makes you want to have this tree, and it is a tree that is really special, and we call it part of that new Ghost series. That's the trees that are reticulated. After Talon quit putting Ghost on many Japanese maples, he went to different names like Celebration, Miss Maple, and Wave Leaf.
Yeah, this one can get a really cool sheen to the leaf, so it gets a glossy sheen. Really hard to capture it on camera, but a great plant. You've heard the story, but Talon was going to sell this one, and everybody kind of just kept going, this is amazing. He has those rising stars, which are seedlings at the nursery, and so he didn't initially get this one to make the cut, but everybody kept saying, I gotta have this plant. Talon went, wait, we might have something special here. Maybe I better pull this one back. I'm really glad all the customers kept harping about this one because that tree with that glossy sheen, that dark purple, it's one of my very favorites of the new Ghost. Grab you a wave leaf today. I think you're gonna absolutely love this one. All right, y'all, we're bringing back a cool Acer species. This is one you don't see a lot. Tim and I kind of went and searched this one for many years. We like collecting everything in section palmata. These are the chocolate maple, y'all. This is a fun tree. I think you're gonna like this one. It is in section palmata, grafted onto palmatum, just like Acer japonica.
I actually think this is the first time getting listed on the newer Mr. Maple website. So since 2017,
oh, wow.
We haven't listed this on MrMaple.com. This is the chocolate maple, Acer Wuyuanense. You know, some people are now categorizing this as Acer pubinerve.
That gets on my nerves.
It gets on my nerves.
We're changing the names.
Yeah, once you got a name, stick with it. And
you're not allowed to chastise the academic community, are you? Shame on you. Change the names.
But this tree leaves out with some really nice chocolate color. And that's where it gets the name of the chocolate maple, a really rare species in section palmata.
We originally grafted this thing as Acer Wuyuanense. I think it's an absolutely beautiful tree. You do get some crazy dark reddish chocolate colors on this one, especially in some sunlight. I have this one out here in zone 6, and it's done great many years in the ground. We're listed as 6 through 9. May work in zone 5. I haven't really tested that in zone 5 categorically yet, so we'd like to know a little bit more information about that. But 6 through 9 is going to be a great plant. Exceptionally heat tolerant, exceptionally durable. I think you're going to love the chocolate maple. It's a fun tree. Who doesn't want chocolate, right? You can get your wife, if you already got a hot blonde for you, you can get some chocolate for your wife.
Now, this is a plant that is very rare. It's one of the rare species that we've offered on Mr. Maple. Take advantage of these. They don't come by very frequently. And we're one of the few people offering cool and interesting Acer species on MrMaple.com. They often sell out fast, so make sure you complete that checkout process very quickly.
I know back in the day, this one used to be part of that Go Wild collection, and people would go wild for this. It is a rare Acer species, a fun one to add to the collection. If you're a maple lover, I think it's one you kind of got to get. Oh man, these are going to sell out fast, y'all. We are bringing back a fan favorite today on Mr. Maple. These are Acer bajurianum wako nishiki.
Now, the thing I love about wako nishiki is every spring, fairly consistently, it gives you bright white variegation. And it is one of the whitest things in the garden when it's in the early spring. It's like a flower. And y'all, this thing puts on a dynamic display and gives you a lot of color.
Unless Tim's in the garden, then you're actually white. I'm kidding. But this is amazing colors on this. I love this plant, guys. This one is a bonsai artist's dream, right? I mean, you're gonna get some crazy shades. Now, you'd think with all that bright white coloration, the tree has to have some rootstock or something. Well, actually, the summer coloration going to a green right now is part of the beauty in this tree, because going to a green allows it to have those white shades but not need a rootstock to feed it. So it looks like it couldn't have enough chlorophyll possibly in that spring coloration. Does fade. You can get some whites, some pinks going on. Absolutely amazing tree. I've had some bold shades of red on this in the fall as well. Put this in the ground. This is going to want to make a larger tree, typically a foot to a foot and a half of growth a year. I've seen 15 to 18 foot tall specimens of wako nishiki. Absolutely astonishing, guys, when it gets to that color. If you're a fan of Usugumo, if you're a fan of Ukigumo, if you're a fan of Naguri Nishiki, man, grab you a Wako Nishiki. You're gonna really love what this one does. And I think for bonsai artists, man, you can make some dope bonsai out of this.
Now, I know the people down in high heat areas love the trident maples, and this is a way you can get a white trident maple that's gonna really rock it out. Guys, next up, we've got Nyssa sylvatica Zydeco Twist.
All right, go check out our podcast with one of my favorite Raging Cajuns, Todd Lazane. We go talk to him at Bellingraph, where he's at now. Absolutely one of my favorite plant people. I think our conversations with him could last 20 hours. Well, Todd named Zydeco Twist. He's like, this has got to have a Cajun name to it. He's like, I'm stepping in here. This one is a great plant. It really needs something that speaks to its native habitat, but also, you know, the tupelo.
Yeah, I like this tree because it makes me want to do a dance in the garden.
Everything makes you want to dance.
I love dancing.
Dancing guy, I know.
I love dancing. I love dancing. And this adds that fun twisting habit, contortion, giving a fun texture out there. And guys, the Nyssas are awesome. They make an easy tree to grow out in the landscape. They're hardy, they're durable, and they give you some bright red fall color. So this one gives you some bright orange red fall color in the fall that can be amazing on top of having that fun twisting habit.
I've had this thing in the fall just be outstanding. Orange red, I mean, rivaling anything you've ever seen for orange red. Just picked up brilliant colors, absolutely amazing. Again, it is contorted, so you get these crazy shapes out of it. I like to stake it up at first. It's almost like a Harry Lauder walking stick tree, but you get better fall color out of it. Really a fun plant to be growing. Grab you a Zydeco Twist. You can play some Cajun vibes, make you up some Creole. All right, y'all, back in stock and ready for you to rock. We got some Autumn Moon.
Selection by JD Vertrees himself. This is a full moon Japanese maple that gives you amazing color. Put this thing in a container, find the happy spot in the garden. Typically, morning sun, afternoon shade, or dappled light is going to give you the best colors in the hot of the south. But also, if you're in somewhere like the Pacific Northeast or Northwest, it can handle some more sunlight.
All right, y'all, this one gets some incredible shades of orange, especially if you can give it a little bit more of that early morning sun, late day shade. That early spring can really be a picked up orange. Fall colors an orangey red as well. You're familiar with Autumn Moon if you watch this channel. Absolutely exquisite Acer shirasolidum. We love the full moon maples. And this one has that quintessential full moon leaf.
Yeah, this is the classic Japanese maple everybody loves. It's often in their top fives. If you've never seen our top 5 videos, you can go check it out. Often people put Autumn Moon in there because this thing puts on some amazing colors. And you can get some amazing fall colors on this too. Getting some really nice apricots to reds.
You don't have a moon dance yet.
No, I don't.
All right, y'all, back on the table, we've got Acer palmatum dissectum Scarlet Princess. Now, this is a fun one that was a witch's broom found on Crimson Queen.
Yeah, found by our friends Tom and Nancy Ash on the coast of North Carolina as a witch's broom on a very popular lace leaf. I actually think this may have sometimes brighter, more picked up colors than Crimson Queen itself. The fall colors can be crimsons to scarlets. But this tree has a very interesting habit. It grows upright, weeping, dense, and compact. And it starts out pointing upward and arching, and then it sort of cascades back down, creating this almost ball shape. I mean, when you see a specimen of this in the landscape, it's very different than what you think of as a typical lace leaf.
Yeah, perfect for a container garden, smaller overall stature than many lace leaves. Typically 2 to 3 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet wide. Looks great in a pot or a conifer garden for that small stature. Guys, this one has a very beautiful scarlet red fall colors too as well, so really picked up. But I do love in the spring, it brings a little bit more pink red going on. Loves the hotter climates. I've seen this one do very well in high heat settings like Columbia, South Carolina. Think you're gonna like Scarlet Princess.
Guys, next up, we've got Acer palmatum Pink Panther hitting Mr. Maple for the first time today.
I don't think kids today know. I was a little late. I'm an 80s baby, but I was a little late for the Pink Panther. I still know who he is. I think kids today, you can call it like the Black Panther. I don't think they know the Pink Panther. You can play the Pink Panther theme, but love this plant, incredible colors. The spring color on this is best aptly described by the color of the Pink Panther. Now, a lot of times I'll throw trees in our Mr. Maple Friends group on Facebook and I'll say, hey, what would you name this tree? Anytime that tree's pink, everybody suggests Pink Panther. And I'm like, guys, we've already got one coming out soon named Pink Panther. So it's here today. I think you guys are gonna love this one. I think bonsai artists are gonna love this one. Kind of in that DeSojo category for spring color fading. But it's one of the craziest shades of pink you'll ever see, especially with some early morning sun.
Yeah, the leaf shape makes me wonder if it's straight palmatum or if it's a hybrid with some other species. It kind of has this very unique thing going on. but for that Enan style foliage, it is one of the pinkest, and it's one of the most interesting ones because it's a spring interest Japanese maple with that larger leaf.
I think you're going to love this one, guys. Typically a very vigorous grower. We found this one to be in that 15-foot range in about 15 years. Over a foot of growth a year isn't uncommon for this one. Quite vigorous, especially when young. Amazing shades. I think you're going to absolutely be blown away with this one next to DeSojo, next to Phoenix, next to Sendasojo. It's going to give you something that has that spring flowering interest, and I've seen it be unrivaled in its pink spring color. I mean, maybe the pinkest tree of them all, Pink Panther.
It's going to sell out quick today. Complete that checkout process quick, because this is one that will be gone fairly quick on our 10 a.m.
Get the Pink Panther. All right, y'all, we're bringing back a fan favorite for flowering shrubs. Say that 5 times fast. We've got Enan.
Yeah, this is a Disanthus cercifolius. This is a Japanese redbud hazel that has heart-shaped foliage, and it's variegated, y'all. So you get some blue-green colors, some white green, some cream green, and then a pure white creamy edge around it. The colors on this variegated plant are outrageous, and that's one of the reasons why this tree is so popular.
Yeah, you also get a great cupped flower in the late winter on this one, making it a beautiful flowering shrub. Typically at around 4 to 5 foot in 10 years, typically about equally as wide. Kind of has that weepy, full, dense habit to it. I think you're going to love this one for its color and texture, but also those flowers. This one's going to be a standout in the garden. We've had this one on Mr. Maple before. It did create quite a buzz before. It's been a minute since we've had it, so we're bringing it back. I think you're going to love Enan. I mean, a lot of people are going to look at this. They're going to think it pairs really well with their American redbuds. Not the same species, being a Japanese redbud hazel, but I think the two pair very nice together texture-wise.
Yeah, I think it pairs well with your Japanese maples too, and it's a variegated plant that's going to add a dynamic contrast in any garden, especially with Japanese maples. Love this plant, love what it can do, and being a rare variegated plant from Japan, it's a winner.
Now, a lot of people have been scooping up the flamethrowers from us. How about this as a pairing as a lower growing plant in front of your flamethrower, adding some color dynamic?
That'd be killer.
All right, guys, let's see what's next. All right, back at y'all with another fan favorite coming from the Area 51 collection, guys. We got Kristen Star back on the 10 at 10 today.
We've been trying to make Kristen Star available more and more because it's one of our favorite spring interest trees. It gives the colors that people like with Akane, but this tree has it doesn't have the problems that Akane has. Akane midsummer can look like it's getting the fungus on the leaves, can look like it's getting burned up. This tree thrives, does well, short, dense, compact form with just some amazing pinks and oranges in the early spring.
One of the best spring interest trees of them all. Dense in its habit, not a big tree overall, typically around 6 foot in that 10-year frame. Great for the container garden, guys. This pairs well with everything because it is a showstopper in the early spring. Now, the original one was found by Bill and Kristen Taylor in Spartanburg, South Carolina. They shared signwood with us. It's an amazing tree. It's actually growing in full sun in Spartanburg. I find if you give this one some late day shade in some of the hottest places, you can hold that spring color later into the season. But the durability's been max. People have loved this one for its durability. It is a showstopper with a nice, compact, dense form.
Yeah, we were honored to be able to introduce this at MrMaple.com through our Area 51 collection. It's one of our very first trees we got to release in the Area 51 collection. And it is one of those trees that just rocks it out. The more people grow this tree, the more they love it, the more you'll see tons of people taking photos of this tree and sharing it because this tree is darn beautiful in the garden. And
Let us know in the comment section how many times Tim said tree today, and you can win.
Yeah, we were honored to be able to introduce this Japanese maple through the Area 51 collection at Mr. Maple. It was one of the very first Japanese maples we got to put in that. And the more people who grow Kristen Star, the more they fall in love with it. You'll see tons of photos of Kristen Star because people brag about this tree because how beautiful it looks in their garden.
It's a good one. Grab one today. They do tend to sell out on Mr. Maple. All right, y'all, we've been shipping some 10s. Check out the size on this Acer palmatum and irain.
Y'all, this is a 10-gallon and irain. We can now ship these sizes. And this is a variegated sport on summer gold. In the early spring, you get an irregular orange border around the yellow leaf. And this just makes a dynamic tree out there in the garden. We found that once this tree is out there in the landscape, it's every bit as heat tolerant as summer gold, but it may take a little bit to get established, just like summer gold does.
It's variegated, it's yellow, it's heat tolerant, it's everything you'd want in a beautiful Japanese maple. I love when it has a cream border in the early spring, great reds with a creamy border in the fall. You're gonna love irain, and guys, we're shipping some big ones out today. This one is absolutely huge. Grab these tins, they won't last. Here's a chance to pick up a 10-gallon mail order. If you hadn't seen it in Mr. Maple Friends group, we've been killing it with these tins. People have been loving them. I've been really enjoying seeing your pictures of all your successful arrivals. Tons of great plants.
Now guys, we've got an open house coming up July 26th and 27th from 8 a.m. to noon. You can actually come here in person and shop trees in person on that day. It's one of the few times a year that we open up to allow customers to come in, and we get to hang out, talk plants, see cool people, and let you see all of our trees we've been working hard to make available on Mr. Maple.
Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.